Yo, 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 how's everybody doing? Anyone catch the play we talked about yesterday? If you did, I want to see it in the chat. All right. Let me turn this music off on my end too. Okay. Awesome. So Bitcoin. Been catching a lot today. Love it. Love it, man. So just an update on what we talked about yesterday. So let's get. So we talked about how we liked the bottoming structure in here. And we talked about not longing premium on the stream last night. As soon as the stream ended, what happened? It dumps out of premium, right? Now, if you do use the EMA strat, you may have caught the 200 EMA retrace here. But yeah, what we talked about on the stream was this. We talked about waiting for a close above 119 on Bybit chart. I think it was like 119.080 or whatever, right? We talked about waiting for a close above here, giving you the direction is up. We talked about range, initiation, mitigate the range, continuation up to 120, and that's what we got. So if you took the trade on New York Open, awesome. I was not at the charts on New York Open, but I did catch a little scalp later in the day based on the MACD strategy that's in the channel here. I caught this little long. We had the New York session MACD flip, stop below the low, take it up to the high. Caught a nice little 2.71 trade there. All right. So let's take a fresh look here. I haven't really looked at the charts much today outside of that scalp. Let's see. Did we come up to our golden pocket here? No, I think we front ran it. Yeah, so we came up just to the 0.5 here. Rejected a little bit from the 0.5. Excuse me. Golden pockets up here like 120, 450. So what did we talk about on the 6 hour? We talked about this low here, getting SFP'd on the 6 hour Heiken Ashi candles. So that's pretty cool. That's a bullish sign there. Oh, I didn't say hi to everybody. What's up, Aaron? What's up, Joey? Good to see you. Hey, Barb, welcome back. Bull Runner, always a pleasure, man. Crypto Chef, welcome back, man. Andrew Cameron, always a pleasure as well. Geeky, good to see you. Bearded Mike, what's up, man? And Ficker, it's good to see you. that's a interesting name to say 2 times fast, but all right. Let's look at some of the lower time frames here. I just kind of want to get an idea of what's going on here. Hey, Kango, how's it going, man? So we had a 5-minute external Heiken Ashi flip here. On the trade that I took, we SFP'd this low, which I also liked. But now we've actually broken 5-minute structure bearishly here. In order to reclaim it, we have to get above the high here. I think this was also a deviation. So if we broke the low, yeah, we'll see. Right now it's looking a little bearish at the highs. I think this is also like the value area high. Let's see. This is also the value area high of the range. Yeah. So we got a little bearish 3 drives at the highs, came down, broke structure. Yeah. But overall, I mean, we were aiming at 120 and we hit 120, so that's good. Now we're just resetting, kind of letting the price do its thing. I do like how the price is holding previous highs here. Right? As long as it holds previous highs here, nothing really too bearish to look at. You could just look at this as like a consolidation range, right? Remember, you always want to identify if price is ranging or if price is trending, right? And right now, this just looks like a consolidation range on top of the bottoming structure here. So you have like 3 drives. You could have like a PO3 or like a, well, on the Bybit chart, this low is lower. And then you have like a little bull flag up here. This looks like, it still looks like a FOMC pattern, right? Heartbeat, slow, methodical grind up, right? The real test is going to be when it gets here, when it gets to the golden pocket, if we see any sort of rejection there. I still think we at least SFP this high, most likely, 126,602. And I think whether or not we find strength above 126.02 is going to be the indication on whether we go lower. Now, what would change my mind? Okay, so what did we look at structurally yesterday? We looked at the 1 hour, right? I was telling you guys, watch the 1 hour for when it breaks back bullishly, which happened here. Okay, so now the 1 hour is bullish, and we just put in another 1 hour low, but it's internal. The external low is down here. So now we have a situation where the 1 hour is bullish, the 2 hour is bearish, the interesting. Let's see. So the 3 hours bearish. You could argue the 2 hours bullish, but I would prefer it to break this high over here. Yeah. And then the 3 hours bearish and the 4 hours bullish. So every time frame is basically bullish except for the 3 hour. Which is good. We're just getting a little turbulence consolidating at the underneath the value area high. And then the real test is gonna be when we get up to this 120,602 level. If we can flip this value area high into support here, that would be a good launch pad to rotate to the highs. So levels, if you're not already in a trade, right? So obviously, getting a golden pocket retest on your 1 hour trend would be nice. Nice 3-to-1 to the highs. And if you're just trying to take it to liquidity here, yeah, it's like, where's this trend line? Oh, nice. Yeah, you could use the trend line as a guard if you wanted to get a higher RR, but yeah. I mean, I do like this bottoming structure. It's a PO3. It's a pretty strong bottom. I'm just glad that we were able to regain 1 hour structure. That's nice. Now you can definitely favor longs. And like I said, previous highs are holding. This just looks like consolidation. Ugly consolidation by consolidation. Okay. Let's look at our daily. Oh. So these are indecision Heiken Ashi candles on the daily. These dojis with big wicks. And then you had 2 inside bar candles. If this daily can stay green, let's look at the 12 hour. Oh, so the 12 hour already flipped back green. That's good. Yeah. Yeah, so the weakness concern that we had from this daily, wait a minute. Yeah. Okay. So the weakness concern that we had from this daily candle like I was telling you guys, this is why you don't just short this. Like, yeah, you would have made money, right? But in terms of like trying to go for the home run, right? Like if you're shorting this for the retracement, I prefer to wait for structure, but obviously you would have made money there, right? But the good news is this didn't like just dump us completely down, right? And the reason for that is because our 4-hour low, like we've been talking about, is way down here at 110, 500. Now we front ran the golden pocket that I was looking for here. We front ran it, and what did I tell you guys before we? Where can we long again? Yeah, we'll get there. We'll get there. I mean, golden pocket would be a great place to long, but yeah. Anyway, so I was telling you guys like everyone and their mom has orders here, right? Little Timmy and his mom. They all have. All of their liquidity is here. So of course, what does Bitcoin do? We come down and we bounce from right above that level. It doesn't give sideliners the chance to get back in, right? Now, we identified that bottom in the Discord, and hopefully some of y'all caught it with us. I know, Aaron, I know you caught it, man. But we closed out of ours a little too early. But what are you going to do? I mean, profit's profit. But, yeah, I don't see anything to worry about on Bitcoin. I think that we're just slowly grinding back up to the golden pocket, and I think this is the area of interest to watch here. I think there's 2 areas to watch, or 3 areas to watch. So the pullback would be the golden pocket. The flipping this value area high to support at around 119.5. If we can start basing out support on this, that'll be a launch pad to retest the highs. If we blast through this without establishing support and we come up to the liquidity in these highs, you want to see if we can break above those highs or if we start rejecting back down. Now, one thing that you can look at is the range deviation level. Which would be around 121.546. If we close a 90-minute candle above this, if we close a 90-minute candle above 121.546 or whatever it is on your respective chart, we're probably going to new highs. So that's a level to mark out on your chart. Dang, she's missing out then Jai. Yeah, Jilly. Man, I'm sorry. Hold on, let me get some water. Yeah, so yeah, obviously the lower that we go would be better, right? Like in terms of for a long, right? Like if we come down and mitigate this range, that would be awesome, around like 112. But generally, whenever we break out of these big consolidation ranges, and we were looking at this before, we can go through this again, but generally once Bitcoin closes above these range deviation levels, so like here was one here. Generally, once we close above these, we go up, right? And then we come back later to mitigate the range, right? And that happened here too. Once we close above, we come up. We never even came back to mitigate this one, right? But once we close above, we go up, and then we come back and mitigate it, right? Once we close above this one, we go up, and then we come back and mitigate it, right? So while it's true that coming back down to mitigate it now would be great in terms of like getting a long from down here, they know that everyone's waiting to long from down here. So generally, Bitcoin usually doesn't give you a second chance to long from the range, but if it does, that's great, and we'll be looking for it. How do you outsmart them? I mean, by what we've been doing every day, right? By longing when we close above the range deviation, by waiting for the price to come down and longing this bottom here, right? You wait for, I mean, why did we like this bottom so much, right? For the same exact reason that you're talking about, right? Market maker, everyone gets long in here. We come up, everyone's happy, no one pays themselves, boom, everyone gets stopped out here, and we long here. We long here and we make money, right? So that's how you do it. You use patience, you wait for market structure to break, you get in at like the golden pocket or at the range deviation low, and then you ride it back up with the new bullish structure. That's how you outsmart them, market structure, right? Which is why we waited for this 15-minute break of market structure here. You can't tell because we're not on the Bybit chart, but it was a break of structure. And now we've broken, yeah, now we've broken 1 hour market structure here, right? You can see right? You can see we broke this high. We flipped the 1 hour bullish. Now our 1 hour is bullish again. Exactly. Yeah, we'll look at H-bar later. Okay. So let's pull up our Bybit chart. Man, look at this 1 hour signal as well. Like we ride this reversal band, you get your 1 hour buy. If you're swing trading, you ride it up, now you get your 1 hour sell, but the trend ribbon's still bullish. So yeah, I mean, it's a good signal there. Let's look at our 30-minute. You're still in Seoul from 158.26. Ooh, did you catch the level perfectly? Nice. Good job, man. Good job. Heck yeah, man. That's awesome. Happy for you. 30-minute, tap this reversal band up here. Now it's flipped purple. Sell above. Yeah, it's looking like a little bit of a retracement. Probably been down to that golden pocket level that we put out. Let's look at. All right, careful, guys. It's gonna be. Oh wait, no, I fixed it. It's not a flashbang anymore. I fixed it for you guys, even though I I prefer the other charts. But we'll take a look here. So this red line is the golden pocket. We never quite touched it, which I would have preferred, but we kind of front ran the 200 EMA here on the 1 hour. Let's see. Hour order block. Yeah, so we're bumping our head on supply here. Man, this messes up all my stuff. So we're bumping our head on supply here. This has already been mitigated. Bumping our head on this trend line as well. Bearish engulfing candle. Came down to this order block here, but this order block's in premium, so we don't really care about it. Let's see. Yeah, I like this order block. Yeah, I would set, okay, so I would go on your 5-minute chart, and I would set an alert at 3,500. Let's see, did we get the bearish break of structure on here? Yeah, so we came into supply, we hit our head, we broke structure bearishly, we stopped everyone out, broke it back bullishly, and then we flipped it bearish again. Well, actually, that's internal. So, let's see. Yeah. Okay, so we flipped the 5-minute bullish here. But what do we know, guys? You can tell just by looking at it. What do we know? You guys should be able to spot this by now. We know that this is a range deviation, right? So we came down the golden pocket, tried to come back up. Ooh, I like where this bullish range deviation is sitting, because we could wick into 3,500 and close above. So this would be an A plus setup. An A plus setup would be if we come down, we wick below this range deviation level, we hit demand, and we close above on the 5-minute. If we do that, that would be really, really bullish. Now combine that with like a 3-minute break of structure, and you got yourself a really good high confidence long setup. So in case you guys are going to screenshot this, you'd see wick below 3502 into demand, close above, 3-minute break of structure. All right, so take a screenshot of this. If this happens, that would be a high quality long setup, and your stop loss would be below the break of structure low. And your stop loss would obviously be like a mental stop loss, right? Because you can't set your stop loss based on this chart. But that would be a strong long setup if we get the retracement. Now this may, because we did have a break of structure and a golden pocket bounce, this may just come up. But we had an internal break of structure here, so we have some supply here. And in order to validate that, you'd want to see a break above this high. And that would give you the idea that it's going to continue up. We are bouncing from demand just locally. I don't know if this is helpful for you guys or not, but this is like how I would dissect a chart, right? Yeah, so we're bouncing from demand. If we can come break this high, then and if we can break this high for sure and close above this range deviation, we're going higher. So those are the two scenarios in terms of like a continuation from here or a liquidity grab. And this would probably align with like the USD chart, golden pocket. Cool. No flashbang. That's right, Mike. I know you've been telling me every day, man. So I'm listening. I'm listening. Okay. Man, Sol did really good today. Yeah, so what did we talk about yesterday, right? So a lot of coins did really good today, right? But what coin cooled off? Sui, right? And what were we talking about yesterday? That Sui needed to cool off because it hits a Fibonacci level, right? And all the other coins did good today and Sui sold off, right? Like, so this stuff works. You just have to have faith in your TA, manage your risk, take the trade. No, I'm not trading it, Aaron. I just use it as confluence to enter trades on Bitcoin USD. That's a good question. I can show kind of how I use it here. So a couple examples. Let's rewind. Okay, so for example here. So on the 4-hour, there was this 4-hour demand order block here. And we came down. You can't see it on this chart, but here's what I know what we can do. Hold on. Oh, I don't know what chart template this is. That's okay. Okay. This may be a flashbang, all right? Careful. Yeah, sorry guys. Yeah, you're gonna have to bear with me on this one. Okay. Okay, so back here, right? You can't really see it on the 4-hour chart. But if you'll notice, we came down and we tapped this 4-hour demand perfectly, right? So let's mark what time this is. So this was July 1st at 8:15. So let's go back there. Okay. So July 1st at 8:15. So if you'll notice, like I'm using the Bitcoin gold chart hitting a 4-hour demand block, but I'm taking the trade on the USD pair, right? And that caught the absolute bottom. See? So that's kind of how I'm using this. And similarly, like whenever we came back, this is the real sauce for you guys, but where was it? Hold on. Where's my OTA? Okay. Yeah, so like for example, when we came down to this bottom, we hit a 4-hour order block. I'm pretty sure we did here too, but you can't see it. I think on the 5-minute we hit down there or something. But basically, this chart has been great at predicting where the bounce levels are going to be. Oh yeah, this was it. This was it. So the bottom, it was this bounce. So we had this weekly demand here. And if we just put a horizontal line here, let me get rid of the spider lines, it's confusing. So yeah, if you notice, where did we bounce from when we put in that low? Right? When was this? It was Sunday, the 22nd of June at 3 o'clock. It was directly off that weekly demand. And if we look at the USD pair, so was that the Sunday the 22nd at 3 o'clock? If you look at the USD pair, Sunday the 22nd at 3 o'clock is the exact bottom, right? So it's just, the chart just works way better. Like it's just a way better chart for the macro. Like it gave you the exact low just by knowing where to plot a weekly demand block at. And if we look more macro, if you know how to chart smart money concepts, like even over the summer when the USD pair had like that double top, the gold pair hit supply, and that's why you dumped. And like whenever we hit that 74K all times high, right? It wasn't random on gold. We hit we hit an order block, right? And on the monthly, whenever we put in a high earlier this year, we just SFP'd the high and closed back below. So I just use this chart because it interacts with smart money levels way better than any other chart. Whenever we came to mitigate the previous range, whenever we came back down and Bitcoin bounced from 74 or whatever and didn't mitigate properly, this one mitigated, right? So it just, the chart just works better. It's just a better chart. So that's kind of how I use this. And okay. Let's clean this back up a bit. Yeah, whenever we came back up and put in that 112K high, all we did was reject from supply. We rejected from supply. Call it the top. Yeah, so that's kind of how I use this. Back to scheduled programming. Okay. Cool. Yeah, so that's Bitcoin. That's Bitcoin based on the gold chart and what I see on the USD chart. Any questions on Bitcoin before we move to altcoins or anything that I've gone over? Yeah, Mike. I threw that one on because it wasn't a flashbang for you guys. Okay, cool. Well, in that case, throw you some altcoins in the chat. We'll look at some altcoins. Yeah, Aaron, I know you're an SMC guy. Go back on the macro on that Bitcoin USD chart and just look at the chart like on the weekly. It'll blow your mind, dude. Okay, ADA. Let's go to ADA. Yeah, like chart every major pivot against a breaker block. And every major pivot is on a breaker block. Every single one. Okay. So we're at the top of the channel on the daily. Let's see. Hitting our head on this supply. Okay, that's fine. Hitting our head on the supply. We get a break of market structure out of this. We're trying to hold a spider line right now. Did we SFP this? No, we broke it. Did we break it on Huygens? No, we SFP'd it on Huygens. Okay. Let's draw our momentum line here. Losing momentum right now. Coming back down to test. It looks like to be flagging out. I think it's going to depend on what Bitcoin does here. I still like the level that I gave before on ADA. I still like 65 cents to 63 cents. We can kind of adjust this, but I don't think it's going to change that much. Yeah, it's not. Yeah, I still like this. It's previous highs, and it's the golden pocket confluence as well. I like along from 65, from 64 to 67. And I still, if you're in a long, I still like these targets. So that'd be 88 cents and $1. $88 to 95 cents and $1. That's what I see on ADA. Long from here or take profit here. If this spider line holds, then we're probably going to the next one, which is like 92 cents. Yeah. This is a big juicy spider line. So if we start trending upwards, like let's look at what happened in the past. So generally, boom, quick move, right? Boom, quick move. So whenever we come into this spider line, we generally move to the next one. Let's see what happened the other time. Yeah, right. Get above it, hold it, boom, to the next one. So yeah, if this spider line holds, I would assume that we're going to, what was it, 92 cents. Okay. Yo, what up, TF? How you doing, brother? All right, let's look at H-bar, sure. Yeah, I still like, I'm glad that I told you guys not to trade it up here. I still like a buy from 21.5 to 21. Yeah, it was a good day of trading, TF. It's good to see you. Hey, everybody that's just joined, go ahead and like the stream. I appreciate it. Good to have you guys here. Yeah, it's still bumping its head on momentum here. Yeah, I like it down here. Now, if it does come down here, it would be a break of momentum now, so that's something to be aware of. But you are in a downtrend after you lost this low on the 1 hour, but in the 4 hour, you're still in an uptrend. So this is your relevant low. So this would be your invalidation. So if you're entering along here, like let's say you catch the middle of here, This would be your invalidation, which is kind of a big invalidation, but yeah, it's a 2 to 1. And then we have our upper targets up here. Yeah, so to 28 cents, it's a 3 to 1. I like this swing trade. So upward targets are still 28, 28.5, and then your buy level is going to be 21.5, about 21 cents. Now, if it breaks this trend line, if you're looking for like a more scalpy trade, it's going to pinch between here. Most likely it's going to come down and then maybe try to reclaim it. But if it just breaks up and holds it, then you're going to move to 28 cents. Cool. Okay. XRP? Yeah. How did XRP do today? Ooh, look at our trade, boys. Look at our trade. Let's go. All right. So we bounce off the spider line again. This high. Yeah, I think we took this trade here because I wouldn't have put the target at this high. I was like, did we get stopped out? No, but I think we took it here. So nice, nice. So it looks like it gave you a second chance to take that spider line trade, which is nice. We're trying to flip this log spider line as well. That's hopium. That's hopium there. But, okay, so the next resistance, your next resistance is going to be like 339. That's going to be your next Spidey. Let's zoom in a little bit. You're getting kind of 3 drives, topping pattern here. Range deviation. Yeah, so here's what I can tell you. So if you get a 4-hour close above 309, I think you're coming up to 339. If you get a 4-hour close above 339, you're coming up to 309. Now, if we get a pullback, I like a long from here. I like that. Now, TP1 would be previous highs, right? And then TP2 would be here. I like a long from 286. I also, if you're looking to get a more aggressive long, I like this order block here, previous highs. Now, your stop loss would be different, obviously, right? You'd be going, I would say, I would like a 15-minute break of structure in this order block that you can use as your stop loss guard, and then a move back up to the highs. So a 15-minute, like if we put in some structure, we come down, put in a 15-minute break, stop loss below the low, then you ride it back up to the highs, and then hopefully ride up to 38, 39 cents. That's what I see on XRP. I'm going to leave the 286 long here. We'll see what happens. Okay. Yo, what's up, Future? How you doing, man? It's been a minute. It's good to see you. XCN? Yeah. Wait, is this the coin that we looked at? Hold on, let me pull this coin up. No, okay. Yeah, I thought you were going to show me something else. Wow. Okay. Interesting. This coin either has crazy inflation. I mean, hey, it's gotten above its lifetime VWAP. Yeah, I mean, it's gotten above its lifetime VWAP. I don't think you want to own it below here. If it loses this, I don't think you want to own it. So that gives you clearly defined risk. So if you're wanting to get a piece of this and you believe that it's going to go up, you have strong confidence in it, I can tell you that since it's reclaimed this lifetime VWAP, you have strong stop loss guard, and it's a 4-to-1 trade. So, yeah, if you're trying to take an XC in, if you're trying to accumulate that on spot, I like this trade. I'm not going to do micro TA on this because these wicks are insane. Like, yeah, like you don't want to trade this leverage. But if you're looking for a spot trade, that's what I got for you. Now, if you're looking for a more patient spot trade, I would try to get in here. Tighten this up. Let's see what that gives us. 25% risk instead, and that's a 6-to-1. Yeah. Or actually, it's a 7-to-1. I like that if you're a little more patient. If you just want a piece, I'd go with the first trade. If you're a little more patient, I'd go with this one. And that's going to be 17.7 basically. Okay. SEI? Yeah, we can look at SEI. Alright, so SEI hit its 236 here. Man, that take profit that we gave on SEI, that's perfect. Hold on. Yeah, look at that. Look at that. Look at that. That's how we do it, boys. That's how we do it. All right, cool. Yeah, so Joey, I'm glad you closed your long here. Good job. You closed your long at the absolute top. Look at that, guys. TA works. Yeah, so what levels were we looking at here? Man, what more could you guys want? Sorry. Get a little carried away. Okay. Yeah, I like this trade down here. Is that a golden pocket? Yeah, I like the golden pocket, 34. The previous highs trade is still valid here. The previous highs bounce. So if you're really bullish on this, let's look at our momentum. So we're losing momentum here. So if you're going to take the previous highs trade, what I would recommend is wait for the reclaim of momentum and get long off the reclaim of momentum, and then put your stop loss below the low and target the highs. And that's like a 3-to-1. Yeah, so I'd wait for the reclaim of momentum. Otherwise, if we don't reclaim momentum, you're golden pocket here. I'd look along the golden pocket, back up to the highs. Yeah, that's like a 3-to-1. Now, on the golden pocket, again, I would like 15-minute market structure. 15-minute market structure shift inside of the golden pocket. You can use that as your stop loss guard. And that changes it to a 10-to-1, right? So, obviously, yeah, I would use 15-minute market structure in the golden pocket. That's what I'd look for on SEI. In terms of upside targets, obviously, previous high would be your first target. Now, I think this was weekly supply that we tapped, wasn't it? Yeah, it was weekly supply that we just tapped. But we did flip weekly market structure bullish here. So, again, what do we look for, guys? Well, we already mitigated, actually. Yeah, I like golden pocket here. And then I think liquidity here. I like liquidity. So TP1 would be at these highs, and TP2 would be at liquidity, which is sitting at 48, like around 48 cents, 47.95. That's probably the next place that you get a rejection, like we just got there. Okay, cool. XOM. XOM, I think we looked at it yesterday, but we can look at it again. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, so yesterday we were saying that this just hit a take profit that we had, so we were going to hold off on it, and that we were looking for a retrace down to like 33 cents. Now, what to look for on this? So you're bouncing from a 4-hour demand block right here. Or you're attempting to. We had our 1-hour flip. Then we SFP'd. We SFP'd the high. Came back down to this break. Oh, okay. I actually don't mind this. I don't mind this. For a shorter term trade, if we get some structure here, okay, if your 5-minute breaks this, if your 5-minute, or you know how to read structure, but if you get a 5-minute structure flip out of this, I like this for a rotation back to the highs. And what is that? That's a 2.5 to 1. I like this trade. And then for a more patient play, I still like the trade down here at 33 cents. But I like this short-term scalp if we're able to break structure. Okay. Cool. All right, guys. Well, as always, oh, wait, there was something I wanted to show. Hold on. What was I wanting to show? Oh, yeah. So in the New York session, if you guys haven't watched that MACD video for how to trade the New York session with MACD, I mean, today it just hit over and over again, right? So I took the last one here. There's a couple of things that I wanted to show. So I wanted to show you guys. Yeah, so I took this last one here when we had the bullish MACD flip. I got in on a retrace here because I missed the first one. And the way that it works, if you haven't watched the video, is you take the trade, you put your stop loss below the low after the 5-minute flips, and you target previous highs. And so I took this last one here. But if you notice, so the way that it works is when the market opens, you're looking for the bullish divergence, which we had here, and you're looking for the MACD flip, which we had here about 25 minutes after open. So you could have taken that market open long, stop loss below the low, rode it back up to the highs, right? And then you got another flip here. You take the trade, stop loss below the low, ride it up to the highs. There's a 2 to 1. And then you got it here, and then obviously the last one. This one here, I probably would not have taken because the RR was not good. So this, you wouldn't take this. You would not take this trade. But the other three had decent RRs, so you would have taken those. And then this is after New York ended that it didn't work, and obviously this is a New York strategy. Don't use it after New York closes. But I want to show that, and then I wanted to elaborate on what I showed yesterday with the ranges. I need to start scripting this whenever I come with the lesson. So what I wanted to show you guys was you're going to get this behavior with these range deviations a lot. So whenever the price comes up and forms its first high and its first low, you can put your range deviations on that. And what you'll notice is, like when we were in this range here, we came down, we broke the low, but we didn't break the range deviation, and then we rotated the range high, right? And you're going to see this a lot, right? Like here, for example, we broke structure, we came down, we put in a high and a low, we didn't close below this range deviation and we rotated the range. Your target would have been the previous high, right? And why do we like these trades? Remember, we like these trades because if there's a candle close below here, we don't want to own it. And what is that? That's a 5-to-1 trade within a range. It's perfect. It's amazingly high risk to reward. And yeah, that's why we like these trades. And you're going to get these over and over again at bottoms. So let's just see if we can find some more. Comes up, puts in his first high, first low. Range deviation down, goes up to the high. Never closes below after the sweep here. It hits the premium of the range, which is your first target on the range deviation, comes back down, barely stays within the range, and then it takes the high. Because I noticed some people had questions on like how we were pulling these, so I want to find some more examples here. This one faked you out. Yeah, like this is 3 drives. This is similar to what we just had. But yeah, like range deviation down, comes back up, breaks the high. Yeah, I think you guys get the point a little bit more here. But on bottoms, you're usually going to get these like range deviation dips. Yeah, like right here. And how is this different than like a normal low, right? So you get that range deviation there. If you compare it to something like this, see the difference? Like this, whenever it came down this way, it closed below the low. So you would be expecting another push down, as opposed to the next one. And you'll get better at spotting these with your naked eye the more that you draw these. The next one, you spike down and you don't close below the range deviation and you come back and close within the range. This is kind of what you're looking for. It's like an SFP even if it closes below. Because people don't consider these SFPs because they don't understand range deviations, but it's the highest RR you can take. So hopefully that explains the range deviation a little bit more, because I did have some more examples of that because I know it wasn't the most clear yesterday. So hopefully that helped you guys out. If you have any questions about range deviations, feel free to ask me in Discord. I'll definitely help you out. If you are new to the stream, please like the stream, subscribe, ring the bell. In the description is my free learning Discord. Definitely jump in, join that. That's where you'll get like my intraday TA. And there's a bunch of free back-tested strategies on my channel. Check that out. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Much love, guys. Trade safe. Wave Cipher out.